Okay, good morning all of you. So, today the topic is instruction cycle. What we are going to discuss today? Today we are going to discuss about the instruction cycle. What is an instruction cycle? We will discuss that. Before an instruction cycle, you must know certain registers, because we are going to use those registers in the instruction cycle, instruction execution part. We have discussed registers yesterday only. We have discussed address register, we have discussed program counter. What is an address register? Address register is a register which holds a particular address. Program counter. Program counter is a register which holds the address of the next instruction. Then we have data register. It is used to store temporary data which is transferred to the memory or which is transferred from the memory. So the various registers which you should know is program counter, which we have discussed yesterday. Then we have data register. Then we have input register, output register, and instruction register. These are the various registers which we are going to use today in instruction execution cycle. I have already discussed all these registers. Some of them are 8-bit, some of them are 16-bit. ठीक है, तो वो अब हम आगे बात करेंगे. So, first of all, what is an instruction? Instruction is what? It is a group of commands. Group of commands. Group of commands given to a computer to perform a specific task. Group of commands given to computer to perform a specific task. Perform a specific task. When we say that a computer has to write a program of addition of two numbers, write a program to add two numbers. This is an instruction or this is a program. This program contains number of instructions. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4 and so on. Group of instructions. So this is basically a group of instructions. And a single instruction is further a group of commands. When you say add, you just write a simple statement that is add. You say add. It's a single instruction. But in this instruction, you said add 2 plus 3. You have given instruction add 2 plus 3. It's just a single instruction. This instruction is further divided into parts. First of all, we need to place this 2 from input register to a processor register. As we have previously also discussed about the architecture of 8085, this is your accumulator. These are certain flags. Then we have register B, C, D, E, H, L, something like this. So this 2 will be stored somewhere over here. This 3 will be stored somewhere over here. When you said add 2 plus 3, then this 2 goes to the processor. That is accumulator. Then plus 3 means that you need to add the content of this 3. You need to add this 3 with the content of accumulator and store the resultant accumulator. So I'll come to this later on, and some of this we have already discussed. So instruction is a group of commands. Instruction execution we are talking about. This is a very important topic, and in your exam, previously various number of times this question has been asked, and the question is of 10 marks. And the question will be somewhat like this: what is an instruction cycle? Explain the execution of an instruction cycle with the help of a block diagram, which I'll show you. I'll show you the flow chart. So, any instruction that we have given to a computer requires 4 parts. Part 1, fetch an instruction from the memory. That is, the instruction is stored somewhere in the memory. First of all, we need to get that instruction from memory to the processor. So, this is the first part, fetch an instruction from the memory. See, here I am telling you the steps. What actually is happening, that I'll discuss in the next slide. So to execute an instruction instruction has to go through 4 phases. Fetch an instruction from the memory. We need to get the memory instruction from the memory. Then the second part is decode the instruction. The instruction is, this is your CPU where all the instructions are executed, and this is your memory. So your instruction is somewhere over here. Instruction is over here. First step is you need to get this from here to here. Fetch the instruction. This instruction in CPU, as I previously told you, is stored in instruction register. It's a 16-bit register. We need to decode. We need to understand each and every bit. This is called decode the instruction. This is the first way. Second is decode the instruction. IR, instruction register, which holds the instruction which it got in the first part will be decoded over here. Third part is get or read the effective memory address if the instruction has an indirect address. We have already discussed about direct address and indirect address. Can somebody tell me what is direct and what is indirect? Yes, I'll take an example. See, when you want to call a student, this is your hostel, let us say. Like these are the rooms of your hostel. Room 1, room 2, and let it be room 10 and blah blah blah. Rooms are there. And we need this, let this be room number 11, and some Mr. X is over here. Mr. X is over here. Mr. X is a student whom I want in my class. So, one option is I'll ask one of my students and say, go to room number 11 and get Mr. X over here. This is direct address. I had given you directly the address of Mr. X. That is room number 11, and you will get that over here. That is, data is at what? Data is at room number 11, and this is the data Mr. X. This is direct address. Another example is indirect address. Indirect address means I'm not having the address. I'll ask you, go to my office. There is a register over there. Over there, you check the register. From that register, you will get the address of Mr. X. That is again room number 11. So the difference is direct address, I had given you the address. In indirect address, I had given you some other address. What address I had given you? I had given you the address of my office. Go to my office, there is a register over here. From that register, you will get the address. Or another option is I'll give you the address of this. I'll give you room number 2. I said, okay, I want Mr. X, but I'm not having the address of Mr. X, that is R11, room number 11. I had given you room number 2. Go to room number 2. From there, you will get the address of Mr. X, that is room number 11. So, there's a difference. First is direct, in which I had given you the room number 11. Another is indirect. Indirect, I had given you the address room number 2. Room number 2, you will get the address room number 11. In case there is a direct address, fine enough, we'll straight away go to that location and we'll access the data. But in certain instruction, indirect address is required. And we have also discussed previously what is the advantage and disadvantage of direct address and indirect address, which we have discussed in the unit 2. So coming back over here, third step is read the effective address if it is indirect. And last is execute the instruction. That is, we are having each and every component which is required for the instruction to be executed and will execute it. So once again, what is an instruction? Instruction is a group of commands. Instruction cycle. When we give an instruction to the computer, that instruction is first of all read by the computer, then actions are taken. And that whole is called instruction cycle. So what is an instruction cycle? Instruction cycle basically means a number of steps required to execute the instruction. In your viewers, there are 4 parts or 4 steps in an instruction cycle. First is fetch an instruction, that is you get the instruction from memory, from here you get instruction. Second is decode the instruction, that is instruction register, you read the complete instruction register. And third is, in case it is having effective address, then decode that effective address. Last is execute the instruction. So, When you have a 10 mark question, your first part is you need to write those things. We have already shared this PPT with you. So, when you will get a question, what kind of question it will be? As I previously told you, question will be like this, that what is an instruction cycle? Explain with the help of a block diagram or a flow chart. So, what is an instruction cycle? Instruction cycle basically means a group of steps required to execute a complete instruction. It has four parts: fetch the instruction, decode the instruction, calculate the effective address, and execute the instruction. Now, we are moving ahead. See, this is the flow chart that is required for the execution of our instruction. And sorry, you need to draw this block diagram, you need to draw this flow chart, and you need to explain it. So we will take one by one. Now, let's start. See, sequence counter, we have already discussed in the previous class. What is sequence count? It exactly counts that how many steps or how many clock pulses are basically required to execute the instructions. Not exactly the clock pulse. Clock pulse we are having timer with us, but sequence counters counts how many cycles